Let's get started in child's pose. Let's just get to the moving and the sweating and all that good part. All that good stuff. And then if you're interested, Kelly is going to be teaching a level up masterclass on October 2nd. So that's a Saturday. And she'll be going through breaking down poses in the JIP sequence and then offering different pieces and insight to take you from your regular JIP practice into something bigger. So it might be like you're going through your practice and you're like, I really want to practice jumping back from crow to chaturanga, but I'm not really sure how to get there. Those are the kind of things that she's going to be offering. So if you're interested, let me know because we've got space for that. But other than that, take a deep breath in through your nose and fill yourself up. And then exhale it out. Another breath in, expand your chest, expand the space between your shoulder blades, and exhale it out. One more like that. Fill up all the way. Exhale everything out. And start to create an ujjayi breath, a slow, steady breath. Long inhale with a pause at the top. Long exhale with the pause at the bottom. Downward facing dog. Keep building the breath. You move the down dog, get it settled in. Each one of your toes and your fingertips fully connected to the floor. And walk your feet up to your hands, hang in ragdoll. And you decide if you want to let your arms hang or sway side to side, whatever you need to do to get your feet, the four corners of both feet, grounded down into the earth. Then press into your feet, rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for your practice. Pick one specific thing to focus on. We'll set out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull with your weights. High push up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Exhale it out. Yes, 2 more like that. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Exhale completely. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull with your weights. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Reach, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big exhale. Yes, just like that. Breath in, breath out. Last one. Exhale completely. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Lift through your chest, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull, high plank. Knee tap, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in, empty it out. 2 more, breathe in and clear it. Last one. Push all the air out, move forward, feet to hands, halfway lift, tricep pull, fold down, extended mountain, rise up, look up between your fingers, forward fold. Halfway lift, long flat back, high plank. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left. Low plank, upward facing, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in, empty out. Good. 2 more. Breathe in, Push the air back out. Last one. Exhale to the pit of your belly. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. One more, Sunny. Rise up to standing and reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Knee on the right. Knee on the left. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Big breath out. Good. Two more. In. Clear it. Last one. Push all the air out. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and breathe. Say way back into your hips. Yes. Get light on your toes. Spread them apart. Good. One more breath in here. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale. Open your arms. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Breathe in. Twist left on your exhale. Open on the breath in. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step into it and reach your hands all the way up. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side warrior one. Step into it. Lift your chest up to the ceiling. Low push up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take one breath in. One breath out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose for one breath this time. Reach. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale, open. Stay for the exhale. Good. Back up to chair. Reach. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay for the twist. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side warrior one. Take one long inhale all the way up to your fingertips. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side. Step it through. Long inhale. Go up, up, up. Chaturanga on your exhale. Up dog. Downward facing dog. One breath in. Big exhale. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. You got it. Breathe in. Twist right on your exhale. Open up. Breathe in. Push the air back out. Back up to chair. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay for the twist. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing. Down dog. Right side warrior one. Step into it. Look up to the ceiling. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step it through. You got it. Breathe in as you reach up. Chaturanga. Breath out. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Big breath out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Last sun B. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay for the exhale. Good. Chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Open on the breath in. Stay for the breath out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior. Step into it. Lunge nice and deep in that front leg. Yes. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step it through. Plug your big toe mound straight down. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whole. Yes. Shake it up. Wake things up. Take a full breath in. Exhale it through your mouth. Send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. You can stay here in three-legged or flip your dog. Really connect both of your feet, both of your hands, whatever's touching the floor, full connection, then up and out through your chest. If wheel pose is there for you, go for it. Let that hand come down to the floor. Yes, Jetty. Or cactus arm, bend your elbow, open your chest. Yes, Ratana, then flip back over side plank. You can have that weight in your left hand and up to the ceiling, or open palm up to the ceiling. Flex both of your ankles. Yes, there it is. Spread your toes apart. Beautiful. You'll tap your top ankle down to your bottom ankle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open. Flip your dog, go all the way over. The moment you've got contact with the floor with your feet, open yourself back up. Take up as much space as you possibly can. Yes, the wheel if it's there, the big open cactus arm, open up your chest that way. Flip back over side plank, weight in your right hand up to the ceiling. So you create the foundation of your side plank, set that up first, then flex your ankles and spread your toes. The last piece are the ankle taps. Go for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, 1. Chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Exhale it out. Yeah, sigh if you need to, clear it out, breathe in and empty. Last one. Clear it all out. Right side crescent lunge. Step through and keep the breath flowing. Yeah, right up on the ball mound of that back foot, high enough that your heel can stack right over the ball of your back foot. Then come lower into your lunging leg. Yes, hands up to the ceiling. Good. We'll do some knee dips with your back knee, and it doesn't need to touch the mat. It just goes down towards the mat. 5, 4, good control. 3, 2, 1. Stretch up tall, hands to heart, twist right. Bring the breath back into it. You can stick with palm to palm or open your arms. You choose. Press your back thigh up to the ceiling. Yes, supercharge that back leg so the back leg muscles can squeeze into the leg bones. Here for one more breath. Stay for the whole exhale. And warrior 2, unwind. Come right down into it. A nice deep lunge in the front leg. Really get the back edge of your left foot into the mat. So much that your arch on your back foot starts to puff up. Extended side angle. Elbow to your thigh or fingertips down by your front arch. Bring the breath back in. Got a little quiet. Yeah, then half bind or full bind. Take your top arm around your back. Maybe bottom arm underneath that front leg to meet your fingertips. One more inhale here. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side crescent lunge, step through. Right down into your feet. Start with what's touching the ground, your toes, the ball mound of your back foot in a way that you can stack your back heel right over the ball mound of that back foot. Yeah, and that may mean a longer stance front to back so you can stay deep in the front leg but have the heel stacked in front. Yes, Maisie, there you go. Hands up to the ceiling. Knee dips with the back leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up, twist left. Wring out all of that air when you twist. So use the inhales to lengthen your spine, the exhales to twist and wring out your torso. You can open your arms if they're not there already, heart wide open, past the long edge of your mat for one more breath. Stay for the exhale, then warrior 2, unwind. Right down into it, deep into it, into a space where it's not like comfortable kind of hanging out, but yes, I'm in warrior 2 and I hope we're not here that long. Extended side angle. The space that feels comfortable where you can hang out and don't need to think about it, that's too far past. You need to come into the pose. Take your bind. Come into the pose where work is happening and you're not sure how long you'll be able to hold it, but you go and see what's there. One more breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Yeah, breath in. Exhale. Last one. Clear the space. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Way down into the chair where your tailbone can reach to the back edge of your mat and toes get light. Yes, go from chair pose to iron footstool, rise up onto the ball mounds of your feet and reach your fingertips to the front of the room. Sit low in your hips, thighs parallel with the floor. Drop your heels, hands to heart, twist right. Yes, stay in it. Open up your arms. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Forward fold. Take your first 2 fingers around your big toes. Yeah, gaze at the back edge of your mat and reset the breath. If it got away from you, no big deal. You reset here. You actively choose to let your heart rate slow down. You use your breath to slow your heart back down. Crow pose from the head of your mat. Spread out your fingers super wide, whether you intend on pressing up to a handstand or having your feet stay on the ground, keep the breath flowing. A conscious choice for the breath to flow. Set your eyes on one spot right in front of your fingertips. One more breath here. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. Big exhale out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose. Way down into it. Tailbone to the back edge of your mat. Keep sending all of the weight back because you know that iron footstool is coming, but stay in chair pose right here. Then shift everything forward. Iron footstool. Bring your thighs parallel with the floor. Yes, Roy. Beautiful. Thighs parallel. Heels up high. Drop your heels. Hands to heart twist left. Let that fire build in your legs. Keep that heat working for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Forward fold. Gorilla. Step on your palms. Yeah, toes all the way up to your wrists. If you need to bend your knees more to make that happen, then do that. Then actively press your toes down into your palms so your wrists can stretch out. Heavy head. Yeah, you can shake your head out yes and no. Let it be heavy. Let your neck get loose. Crow number 2 from the head of your mat. You want to take this one upside down. Be my guest. If you're playing around with jumping back to chaturanga, now's a great time for that. Now that you're warmed up, ready to go, now's the time. Yes, good control. Use your feet and your toes. Beautiful. One more breath. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Now we'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in together. Sigh it out. Yeah, clear that. Breath in and sigh. One more. Clear it out. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise all the way up to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Steady rhythmic breath. Plenty of heat moving around, plenty of sweat moving around. You've got all of that working, and now focus on your breath. Focus on filling up your lungs with breath. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Flex your lifted ankle the whole way back. Stretch it out as far as it'll go. Full airplane. Take your time. Stretch it out. Yes, use the pit of your belly. Lift up that space right below your navel. Yes, Maisie, to connect the upper and lower parts of your body. And half moon, open up. Pit of your belly stays in and up to keep that connection. You can stay here in half moon or take sugar cane and grab a hold of your top ankle with your top hand. Yes. Bring the breath. Make breath happen. Both feet to the floor. Eagle pose, left side. Left arm under, left leg over. As you bump up against points in your practice where like, woof, I'm getting up in my head, things are getting more complicated than they need to be, pick a spot to stare at and come back to your breath. Arms stay bound, airplane with your legs. That's part of what you came for, right? You came for there to be a shift. You came to step off your mat at the end, full airplane, to step off your mat at the end, different from when you came into the studio. Stretch your heart forward. Beautiful. Half moon, open up. Because Yoga Ignite is not about making things hard for the sake of making things hard. Sugar cane, grab your top ankle. It's about igniting that fire within you to show you that your practice can be so much bigger, so much more than what you think it's capable of. Feet to the mat. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. Soft crease of your elbow faces out for that standing bow. And strap if you're doing dancers. Get settled into it. And then for the first one, everyone put your attention on your hips. Square your hips down towards the floor. Yeah, even if that means you're not kicking as high, square hips down toward the floor. And then soften your standing knee just a bit. Perfect. Beautiful. One more breath here. Left side, standing bow or dancers. Put your attention on your hips. It's tempting to really kick that lifted leg back and then your hip opens up and the pose feels like it's getting bigger, but it takes the stretch away from the front of your leg when the hip is really open. Yes, turn it down a little bit more than that, like 2 inches. Good. One more breath. Switch sides. Right side, last one on the right. Bring the breath in so that the pose gets lighter. If there's a lightheadedness that happens in the pose, now's the time for breath to make that filled up and regrounded into your mat. Switch sides. Standing bow or dancers. Last one. Square hips. Let that stretch happen across the front, the top of your quad, across the front of your hip, right up into your pelvis. One more breath. Feet to the mat. Tree pose, right side. Got 2 options with your tree pose. If you've got weights, Svanasana, maybe you have your weights in your hands and you do cactus arms. Otherwise, you might take a cow face bind. So top arm behind your back, bottom arm underneath. If you can't meet your fingertips, you can grab onto your shirt or a towel between your hands. So you pick which variation you want, cactus or the bind. Good. And if you've got the weights, you're tapping overhead, go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, tree pose. If you took that bind, switch the arm that's on top. Cactus arm for those of you tapping overhead. Go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet to the floor. Extended mountain. Reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up and pause. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Clear it out. Yes, 2 more. In. Clear it. Last one. Exhale it out. Right side triangle. Step through. Very warmed up. Time to connect. Feet to ground. Pit of the belly into the front of your spine. All the way up and out to those fingertips. So there's not only a sense of space in your physical body, but a sense of integration in your body, of muscle to bone connection. Take your top arm behind your back, tuck it into that hip crease on the front of your hip. Maybe it's behind your butt cheek, maybe it's tucked into the hip crease. And then send your hips to the back edge of your mat, straight back. Yes, good adjustments. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. Yogi's choice tonight on this side. So you can do your lunges side to side. You can work a nice deep fold. If getting upside down is where you want to go, go there. Take your breath along for the ride. Purposeful about it. Purposeful about inviting more air into your body. You push the old air back up and out. Another breath or two to get complete with what you're working on. Press into your feet, rise all the way up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold or split pose, you choose. If you're taking the Namaste fold, take that bind behind your back. Then everybody square your hips to the front edge of your mat and hinge forward. That sense of space and integration at the same time. Muscle to bone on your legs, even on your toes and your heels, the muscles pull into the bones. Add more breath. Yeah, twisting triangle or twisting split. Whole heart wide open to the side of the room. Spine as long as it'll go. One more breath. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side triangle. Step through. Both feet firmly anchored into the mat, especially the big toe mounds. Root those down into the floor. Then spread your fingertips apart at the top. Yes. So you can take up as much physical space as possible. Then top arm behind your back for a half bind. Beautiful. So nothing needs to change about the space in your torso or your legs. It's just that top arm making an adjustment. And send your hips to the back edge of your mat. Yes. Press into your feet. Rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. You can interlace your fingers at your low back or wide leg handstand hops. Those are your two options. If you're taking the hops, really get your fingertips spread out in a stable foundation on the floor. Start to shift forward. Yes, Roy, good control. Let the weight come into your hands. So it's more of a lean and press than a real hop. Yeah, lean and press, an integration through the core to lift your tailbone or your feet up to the ceiling. Release your hands down, rise all the way up to standing. Namaste front facing or split pose. The squeakiness of the sweat on the mat, it's good. It's a good sign. It's good things. Soften your toes, wake up the soles of your feet, whether they're touching something in your pyramid pose or they're not because you're in the split, the four corners of both feet doing work. They make a connection to something. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Wide open to the side of the room. Let the twist start at the lowest part of your belly, then go all the way up to the back of your neck so the entire spine wrings its way out. Love all these awake feet. Take one more breath here. High to low push up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Exhale it out. Good. Two more. In. Exhale. Last breath. Clear it all out. Roll out to a high plank. Slowly lower to your mat. Yes, all the way down. And when you get there, Superman, reach your arms straight out in front. You can have your hands out in front. You can have a block between your hands, or you can hold a weight. But if you're doing the weight or the block, really integrate low belly to spine to protect your low back. Rise up. As long as you can go. Out through your fingertips, out through your toes. Pull everything into center line. One more breath. Lower down. Take your hips side to side. Second set, rise up. You also have the option to take cactus arms here. So that's halfway between locust pose. Yeah, and Superman, choose your pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Yes, and then press your chest past the front edge of your mat. One more breath. Lower down. Good work. Hips side to side. Floor bow. Grab a hold of your ankles. Press your shins in the back of the room. Rise on up. Yes, let your shins and your legs drive the train. Really squeeze muscle to bone to pull your shoulder blades onto the backside of your body. One more breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. Second set, press down, rise up. Full open chest, toes spread wide apart. So the legs doing most of the work all the way down to the pinky toe, doing all of the work to lift, lower down. Take it side to side. Upward facing dog, rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog, press back. Take one breath in, a full breath out. Look, jump through, walk through, make your way through to sit. Come into staff pose, legs straight out in front. Reach your arms straight ahead. And slowly lower your back, vertebrae by vertebrae down to your mat. Breathe on your way down. Bone by bone, like the lowest part of your back. Can you get it to touch before the middle of your back touches? Yes, good control. Bridge pose when you get there. Bend your knees and plant your feet. Rise up, hips up, chest up, your gaze up on one spot on the ceiling. Breathe right here. Press your big toe mounts down into your mat. One more breath. Lower down. Take your knees side to side. Second set of bridge. Press into your feet, rise up. Get the shoulders tucked underneath you, right in towards your spine, so they're nice and supportive for your chest. Now bring your right knee into your chest. Press your right foot up to the sky. Pulse your hips up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. You got it. Press your foot into the floor. Lift your hips up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Take your knees side to side. Time for wheel pose, yogis. When you're tired, when your brain is tired, that's the time for the big back bends. Plant your palms on the mat. Rise on up and away from the floor. Yes, you're warmed up. You're ready. You've done the work. Up and away from the floor. Tuck your chin and make your way down. Breathe in together. Full breath out. Number 2, press down, rise up. Yes, don't even give your brain an opportunity to make an excuse. You just do the thing, then tuck your chin and come down. Breath in, breath out. Number 3, halfway point, rise up. Yeah, and if you feel compelled to stay up in the back bend, stay there and open up more. What becomes possible when you stay longer? Lower down, breath in, breath out. Number 4, press down and go up. Yes, maybe it's time for a leg in the air or a hand in the air. Tuck your chin, make your way down. Full breath, breath out. Number 5, you got it. Rise on up. Yeah, you guys are going for it. I love it. Rise up. Toes in the mat. Heart up and out of your chest. Lower down. Last breath. Clear it out. You got it. One more. One more wheel. Press down. Rise up. Your whole body integrated together to create a big, beautiful back bend. Lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Oh, yeah. Everybody take a breath in. Exhale it through your mouth. Yeah, and if you need an extra one of those, do that. Clear the extra stuff out. Happy baby or dead bug. Allow your whole spine to come down to the floor, especially your low back. Spread it out. Let it press into your mat. Send your legs straight up to the sky. Tuck your hands underneath your glutes. Lower your right leg halfway to the floor for scissor legs. Take a breath in here. Exhale, switch your legs. Good. Stay right here. Breath in. Switch on your exhale. Keep going with your breath. Switch is always on the exhale. Feet stay awake. Ankles flex. Toes wide awake. Yes, there it is. Keep going for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into your chest. Rock forward and back 3 times. Come up into boat pose. Boat pose with your hands at heart center. So you can have a block in your hands. You can have weights in your hands or just hands to heart center. Right up into boat pose. Good. Let's rock the boat side to side for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Excellent facial expressions tonight. I appreciate that. Downward facing dog. When you get to this point in Ignite, it's like you can't even pretend to be like, oh yeah, no, I got this. Easy peasy, no problem. I'm smiling the whole time. Yeah, I just have the facial expressions. Right side half pigeon. If you like taking half pigeon on your back and that's a better fit for you, then do that. Better fit meaning that it feels better for your knee to be on your back and take the pose. And then give your head a place to rest, either on a block. You can stack your fists and rest your forehead there. Give it a place to rest. Steady rhythmic breath here. There's a first few breaths in each pose where the settling in happens. And it feels like, okay, cool, I can be still. A few breaths later, okay, actually, no, I do need to adjust and move. So do that. Like if you need to move your foot one way or the other, you need to adjust where your forehead is sitting. Do that and then come back to the stillness. Different from just wiggling in each pose the entire time. It's an active choice to make an adjustment and then go back to stillness. A lot of the time for a lot of us, including myself, the stillness part is way harder than the movement part. The commitment to staying in one pose or staying in your seat while you're meditating, way more difficult than the moving part. More things start to appear, come up to the surface the longer you stay. You've got a few more breaths here in this half pigeon. So you can stay in the half pigeon or take king pigeon. Grab a hold of your back leg or your back ankle. with either one of your hands. If one feels like it's more accessible than the other, then use that hand. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Set yourself up either on your back or facing the floor. Get the initial couple of movements out of the way, see if that thing fits. And then if you need to make an adjustment, do that and come back to the stillness. It's all part of the balance, the being able to be still and to move when you need to move. Knowing when one is the right fit and the other one is the right fit instead of just sticking with one or the other. Few more breaths to stay or take king pigeon. Still that sense of integration of the muscles hugging into the bones hugging in towards center. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Frog pose. In studio, face the windows, and then Ratana, however you want to set up your frog, do that. Facing the windows. If you prefer to take the seated wide leg fold instead of frog, that's also an option. I know some of you prefer that. And then in my head, I'm thinking I would only ever do frog pose here. I am not a big fan of the seated wide leg fold. So if you're avoiding one to pick the other, might be time to switch back to the other one. Just saying. In both of those poses, flex your ankles, spread your toes. Now that you've got a lot of the stuff out of the way, a lot of the sweating and the moving and all of that extra stuff that goes along with it out of the way, what becomes available in this pose? What space, what flexibility, what integration becomes available? When you come up to your edge where you think you can't hold the pose any longer, what becomes available when you stay anyway? Few more breaths right here. Slowly make your way out of the pose. Into seated single leg extension on the right. So right leg out, left heel in towards your thigh. Melt over your leg. Toes point right up to the ceiling. Yeah, if you prefer to take a side bend instead of a direct fold over your leg, you can take that as well. Steady rhythmic breath all the way to the end of your practice. Switch legs, left leg out, right heel in. Fold forward, nice deep fold. Most of you can pull the pinky toe side of your foot back towards your face. Then seated forward fold, both legs straight out in front. We're going to add one piece before you fold down though. So sit up nice and tall. And then you can have your feet separated a little bit. Watson, I want to make sure you can see me. So you either have a water bottle or a block right between your feet. Yeah, you decide how high you want the block to go. You're like, I want to know what I'm doing before I decide how high you want it to be right between your feet. And what you're doing is lifting your leg and tapping it on one side, lifting and tapping on the other. Then the opposite leg goes over and taps, over and taps. You're going side to side, slow and controlled. Keep going for the count of 10. 9, 8, 7. Keep sitting up tall. 6, 5, 4. I know. 3, 2, 1. Now forward fold over both legs. You can move your block and water bottle out of the way. Fold over your legs. Point your toes up to the ceiling. Yeah, so those activated quad muscles pull into where they're attached, right at the top of your thigh bones, pull deep into your hip creases. Big deep breaths. Then tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips, lift your hips way up to the ceiling. Fingertips face forward so your elbows can go straight back. Yeah. Press the edges of your thumbs, edges of your palms straight down to open up the front of your shoulders. Lower down. Fish pose, with or without your block. If you're taking fish without your block, just tuck your hands underneath your glutes until the top of your head comes to the floor. And that may mean that you're tucking them so far underneath that they're almost to the backs of your thighs, really, to get your head all the way to the floor. Set your eyes to one spot, one fixed point. Steady rhythmic breath right here. If it feels like there's a tightness or a stuckness to the breath in your chest, put your attention there. Three more breaths together in your fish. Deep inhale. Exhale it out. Yes. Breath number 2. In. Exhale. Last one. Exhale everything out. Make your way onto your back. Let's get upside down one last time. Any kind of inversion is on the table. One last upside down. Headstand, shoulder stand. Waterfall with your legs just straight in the air. You pick the one that works best. You've got time now, right? Like I had said earlier today in the noon class, that the one thing I really didn't like about this sequence when I first started practicing was that inversions were at the end of the practice. And I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I don't want to get upside down right now. But that's really the best time to get upside down because you're out of your own way. You've done the work, the integration, the heat, the sweat, all of the tools are wide awake right now. Now is the perfect time to be upside down. Steady rhythmic breath. Stay right where you are. Feet integrated. Nice, Adam. Headstands and handstands. A couple more breaths and then child's pose to reset. Shoulder stands, make your way to plow pose. Long legs behind you in your plow. Plow to deaf yogi. Hug your knees on either side of your head. You can have your hands supporting your low back in your deaf yogi or full deaf yogi, which is your forearms around the backs of your legs and you cup your hands over your ears. Kind of have to squish in a little to get your hands there. And slowly make your way down, bone by bone, back to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Almost like eagle legs, right thigh over the left. Then drop your knees over to the left, twist and look to the right for supine twist. So if that feels like too much of a twist, too much for your low back, then you can just stack knee on top of knee in your supine twist. Take one more breath in. Clear it out. Come back to center. Switch the leg that's on top. Supine twist the other way. Yeah, sometimes it takes some moving around a little bit with your hips to get in just the right space. Deep breath in here. Big exhale. Supta Baddha Konasana. Come back to center. Press your big toe mounts together. Press the center of your heels together. Shavasana. Get yourself situated. Lengthen out your spine as long as it'll go. And take a long breath in. Feel yourself up and up and up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back to your hands and your feet. Plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much coming in the studio, making the practice happen regardless of what you've got on your plate in the studio and on Zoom. Namaste. Good work, everybody.